So what I want to do for you today is I want to walk you through the steps that I took to transform my own blog. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every step we took. I'm going to show you screenshots so you can see what that looked like. I'm going to show you the before of our blog, the after of our blog. I'm just going to kind of walk you through it and have you join me on my journey so that when you take yours, it's a lot easier for you. So join me. I'm excited that you're here, and really think about taking your blog to another level. Blogs need transformation, so this is the day I want you to start it.
So now what I'd like to do is just kind of walk you through the changes that we made to our blog to get us to where we're at today with our blog. Well, first of all, we had to decide what we were going to do in terms of the platform that we were going to use. And of course we looked at WordPress, and there's so many pros of WordPress, and there's some decisions you also have to make when using WordPress. First of all, WordPress is a free account that has an option to purchase add-ons, which is terrific. It's also an easy to set up account. You can communicate with like-minded bloggers in the community, so that's also very good. And we also of course know that there's so many themes to choose from, so this all is a real benefit. The next thing, if you look at our old WordPress.com site, you're going to see that, it was okay. It got us started. It wasn't visually that attractive. In fact, we felt it was rather boring, one-dimensional. We quickly began to realize how being a WordPress.com website was actually limiting us. And here's our site, and here's we'll just show you how we were limited. We wanted to bring it a lot more life. We wanted it to be a lot more attractive. When we actually did the makeover on our blog, this is what we ended up with. So you can see that there are so many more dimensions to this, the color and the video and all of the different categories and the ability to follow us on Twitter. And we were able to put all of our other social media and have people sign up for our Zebra report. So that kind of tells you where we started and where we ended up. But what I want to do now is I want to kind of take you through and show you the journey. The cons that we were experiencing using the WordPress.com site was basically that we were unable to use a custom theme, and we really wanted to use a custom theme. Also, we were unable to upload any plugins, and we were unable to change the code behind the blog. And because we do so much custom programming in our company, it was just a natural fit for us to move towards something that we could do custom programming. We also wanted to add a custom domain. We wanted to remove any ads. We did not want our blog to be, in essence, the media ground for someone else's ads. We didn't want that. We also wanted to increase our storage space. We wanted to have other add-ons. And, we just really wanted our site to be something that was really unique and special. There are some benefits, pros and cons of both .com and of .org sites. So first of all, I want to talk about .com. So the .com, the WordPress.com, is the largest free-to-join blogging community in the world. It is a commercial enterprise, thus the .com, and it basically provides a limited variety of free themes and plugins that you can choose from. Where they make their money is through their advertising on your free blog, or if you don't want that advertising, they make money by charging you to have that advertising removed. So if you don't want advertising on your site, you're going to pay for it. They also make their money with upsell services like adding a domain, HD video services, and storage space upgrades. So those are that's a little bit of information about that. The other thing that for us, basically, we got away from .com because we just needed that customization. That was the most important thing to us. .org is a free-to-use blogging program, and this is the nonprofit entity that created, and it continues to expand the blogging software platform that's used to run the WordPress.com community. So this software is part of the open source community, and it's free to use. You need to have a website hosting service to use this software, however. Using the WordPress.org platform gives you the power to use any of the thousands of themes and plugins that are out there. And this will give you a truly, and I mean truly, custom blogging experience. The nice thing about this is that, as I said earlier, you can do anything with these custom themes. I mean, they're phenomenal, and you'll see that that's exactly what we did. So using the WordPress.org blog, of course the blogging software is free. You have the ability to upload and to also customize themes. You have the ability to upload plugins. You have complete control over the entire look and feel of the blog, which for me was essential. You also can host on your own domain at no additional cost. So those are the things that we took into consideration when we made the decision to move. And we just knew that because blogging was going to be such an important online tool for us, that the .com was no longer going to be able to suit our needs. One of the things that you have to do when you create a blog is you have to find a place to put your blog. So first we needed a home for our blog, and there's lots of places. Here are some that WordPress recommends. So when you're looking for a home for your WordPress.org blog, you want to find somebody who does these things. So you want to make sure that they specialize in WordPress hosting. WordPress is constantly evolving, and because of that, you want a company that's going to be able to guide you and that understands the in and outs. They have to understand these things because of the constant changes. You also want to make sure that they offer what I term as a one-click installation. This allows you to quickly get WordPress up and running without having to have a lot of technical know-how, literally at the click of a button. Obviously, you want them to have a good reputation. All the ones recommended by WordPress are good choices. If you want to choose someone else, you need to do a little bit of legwork and see what other people are saying about them. We happen to choose Dreamhost, and that's just the choice that we made as a company after comparing our needs against each of these companies' offerings. So this is the company that we chose to go with. The next thing that you need to do is you need to get a domain. So we needed a domain name, and this is the address that people are going to type into their browser's address bar to visit your site. You can buy a domain in lots of places, but we recommend that you do it at the place that's hosting your WordPress blog. You're going to be looking for something like what Dreamhost offers, and it's really important when you look at this slide, for example, what I'm showing you on the screen. You'll notice that they have a number of different offerings. It's really important that you go in and learn a little bit more about what they are because it has to suit you. You also want a place where you can check for available domains and be creative in choosing your domain. Have it represent your business and also have it be easy to remember. If it's too difficult to remember, people are going to have a hard time going back to it. The next thing that is something that you really should be thinking about is, okay, where am I going to get a theme? And we needed a theme, and there's lots of places out there to get custom themes. Free ones, you can have paid ones. Here are some examples. Elegant Themes, Woo Themes, Theme Forest, and Studio Press. We happen to choose Studio Press because they make a good real estate agent theme called Agent Press. And that's just one for real estate agents out there. You might want to at least check that out because I think that's a really good choice. For us, we had some theme needs is what I'll call it. And what we wanted a custom format and a custom theme that would follow the magazine format. That's just a format that we like. We think it's easy to read. We think it's definitely what people enjoy reading. We also had a need for an attention-grabbing space for a bigger picture. We are a marketing company and a branding and design company. We wanted to make sure that we had places to put beautiful pictures of our work. So that was important for us. That's one of the things that we considered. In real estate as well, you're going to want to have a theme that also has a place for pictures because you're selling homes and communities and neighborhoods. We also wanted our theme to provide options for social networking connections above the fold. We really wanted to have our social networking connected right into our blog, which is definitely what you want to do today. We also wanted our theme to be one that could be heavily customized with our brand because of our strong brand. It also, what we found is that our theme needed to have room for advertising our most popular events and the Zebra Report, which is our weekly report that we do, above the fold again. And our solution was the Visoco theme, but we never would have been able to use this at WordPress.com. That's exactly one of the reasons why we changed over to WordPress.org. This is an example of what the theme looked like when we first saw it. So what we looked at is, could this fit our needs? Does it have the large picture space we wanted? Does it have the area for video? How does it lay out? How does it feel for us? We actually liked the design of this a lot. We then applied our branding to this new theme, and you'll see that it transitioned over quite nicely. When you look at this slide here, what we did here is we took the main header, we customized it, but the navigation and subheaders still needed work here. On this next slide here, we then branded the subheaders, but they were the wrong color. We still weren't happy with the color. We added in our own video, the main header got an overhaul, and the navigation we were still working on. So as you can see with your blog, when you make changes, it's a work in process. We also then made the changes we needed to. In the upper right-hand corner, we started adding our events. We had our event calendar. We had an area there for signing up for our free Zebra report. We talked about our Evolve coaching, and we talked about an event we had coming up where I was teaching about open houses. So you can see there we're now starting to get some real customization. In here, we actually took and enlarged the main photo area. We fixed the colors of all the subheaders. We're still working on navigation, however, at this point. So that was something that was really important for us, is just to make all those changes. But then now you have to think about the fact that you've got to export posts from your old blog. So, when you start thinking about exporting posts, that can become overwhelming because you're taking stuff from your old site and putting it into your new site. So our old blog had so much content. We had a lot of content that we wanted to have at our new blog. We needed to get that content over to our new blog in a format that could be easily uploaded. It needed to be seamless in order for us to do it, because the man hours, you could imagine if this wasn't done properly, having to go in and fix this would be a nightmare. So what we did is we logged into our old blog, and from the Tools menu, there's a really easy way to do this. You just click on the Tools, and then you export. If the whole concept of moving your blog and the content in it terrifies you, or you just don't want any part of it, all you have to do, there is an option with WordPress.com. You can pay them to do it all for you, and I believe the cost is about $119. So as you can see here, we actually chose exactly what blog content that we wanted to export. In our case, we actually wanted to export everything. So we exported all of our content. You, of course, can choose what content you want to export from your old blog to your new blog. So once you have gotten your content exported, you're going to have a file with all your blog content in it. It's probably going to be saved to your desktop. Next, what we did is we logged into our new blogging website at Dreamhost, and we imported that content from the Tools Import menu. So you'll see there's a tool. You go to the toolbar, go to the Import menu. First, we tell WordPress what kind of blog we're importing, and we're importing a WordPress blog. The next thing that we have to do is we then upload the file with our blog content. So it's not a real difficult process, but it is a process that is one that you really have to know what you're doing. Do it carefully. If you're not sure, get some more information before you tackle it. One of the other things that we had to think about is we had to format our past entries. In essence, format our old blog entries. Our new Visoco theme meant that we needed to go through our old blog posts, and we had to add pictures to them. So here's a screenshot showing us adding a picture to a past post. Every post needed a solid title, a caption, and a description. So that's what we had to do to format our old blog entries. The next thing that we had to do is we had to set up a forwarding to our new blog. So because in the beginning we had already established ourselves at WordPress.com with a blog, and we used that blog for some time, we'd gathered quite a bit of following there. So people were linking to it and people were visiting it. And because of that, we did not want to all of a sudden disappear. We didn't want to leave those people in the cold with the move to our new blog. We also wanted to make sure all of those links to our old blog would work and automatically point to the same articles at our new blog. So to do that, we purchased the site redirect service at our old WordPress.com website. And you can actually purchase this service by clicking on the Store tab. It's very easy. Once we added to our WordPress.com account, we provided the address of our new WordPress blog. So if you look here, when we did the site redirect, if you look at the arrow on the bottom, that is where we just redirected everyone to. Then you'll see on this slide that once we added to our WordPress.com account, we provided the address of our new WordPress blog. Then we set our new WordPress site to be the main blogging site for our old account. WordPress took care of the rest for us. It was actually very, very easy. And that's the beauty of WordPress. It is. If you just get in there and play around, you're going to find out it's really, really easy. The next thing that we did on our own, we wanted to do the guided transfer method. Let me just talk a little bit about that. We did do our own transfer method, but if you don't want to do this on your own, then you can actually you can pay again WordPress.com to migrate your blog for you. And of course, it's going to be for a price. And you can find this option at WordPress.com in the Store tab of your admins area navigation. So as I said earlier, you can pay the $119. We chose to actually do this on our own. So the beauty, of course, is that you have to get all of your content transferred over, and that's what the guided transfer method can do. Also installing and configuring plugins to support features used on WordPress.com. Again, this is critical and important. Switching the domain or domains over. And finally, providing support a new WordPress.org install for a 2-week period. So there's a fee, but again, very, I think, minimal for what you get there. Then, of course, we had our final touches. So what we had to do, our blog was now all set up. We had it branded. We had some great plugins for doing polls. We had plugins for tracking stats. We had some SEO plugins and some other plugins. And basically, people could then find all of our new information on our new blog. We had it so that everything was transferred over nicely. We were redirected. We were getting all of our old blogs SEO link juice. Blogging life is good, and things were going good for us, but there were still some important final touches that we needed to do. For example, we had to categorize all of our old blog content into categories that made sense to our visitors. This is really important, not just for your visitors' convenience, but it also adds a lot of SEO oomph to your blog for names of your categories. So this is something that's really, really important. So example, we categorize things under branding or design or marketing, real estate blogging, HUD homes, Zebra reports. That's where, and those are the categories that a lot of our clients look for. Those are categories that we write a lot about and report a lot about, so it was important for us to categorize those. We also needed to tag all of our old blog content. This, again, helps your visitors find related posts, but it's also good for your SEO. So, for example, we tagged our posts with real estate branding, real estate logos, real estate marketing, HUD home tips, for sale in Bellingham, for example. So we just did a lot of tagging. That, again, is a really, really important part of when you transfer over and also when you create your blog. So now I want to show you what those changes did for us. Since the launch of our new blog, we've actually steadily benefited from increasing visitors. They have also not just, the numbers of visitors hasn't just increased, but the longer visit times. And we've also seen quite an increase in our return visitors. So here what you can see is you can see new versus returning visitors, and you can see a healthy number of our visitors return to visit our blog and have returned to visit our blog more than once. You're also going to see new unique visitors from month to month. And what's happening now is we're attracting an increasing number of completely new visitors every month, and we know that a good number of those visitors will become return visitors. So what's really important with your blog is you don't just want a blog that attracts new visitors. You actually want a blog that does both attract new visitors, and it also has a lot of repeat visitors. Returning visitors tell you that they liked the experience when they were there the first time. And to me, returning visitors is equally important to new visitors. Also, you want to look at visitor traffic over time. And for us, our visitor traffic over time has steadily increased, and that happened with the launch of our new blogging format. So for us, it was a business decision to move from the .com to the .org platform. It was a decision so that we could attract more people, so that we could have more visitors, so that we had more control over our site, so that we could brand it the way we wanted to, so we could include a lot more things that we otherwise would not have been able to do. And this was extremely successful for us, and it actually did exactly what we wanted. When you look at our final blog, you will see that it's quite different from when we started. There were a lot of things that we had to do. Yes, we had to play around with the navigation. We had to play around with adding all of the things that were important to our business. But what you'll find is that that's what a blog is about. A blog is a moving entity. It's one that you get to add to and you get to change and you get to have fun with. And the key that I tell anybody who is starting a blog is experiment, play around. Your traffic will tell you a lot. Your traffic's going to tell you if people like what you're posting. It's going to tell you what articles that you've got that they like. It's going to tell you if they like your videos. It's going to tell you if they're returning. So I think it's really important to play around with your blog and not to be afraid of trying new things. For us, it was important to get results, and you can see from our results that they were dramatic, and they were dramatic because of the changes that we made. And if you looked at the changes particularly that we saw in June, we saw a really, on our tracking document I just showed you, we saw a real jump in June, and it was directly related to those changes. So that was really important for us to get a new blog, to have that blog include the things that were important to us, and we did it, and we've had really great success with it. So I really highly recommend that you do the same thing and that you invest in your blog, you spend time working on it, and don't be afraid of blogging. Blogging is a phenomenal just a phenomenal tool for online engagement, online lead generation, online client care rather. So I really urge you to just really spend the time invested in your blog because it can be very powerful. So thank you guys so much for listening. I just really wanted to share with you and take you through my journey. What did it look like for me? And yes, there were some steps, but we just successfully moved forward, took those steps, and I can say that I've been really, really happy with the results.